So guys, here we are, MMA UK News, Stoomboy as always. Usually the MMA UK BJJ show, but as I say, I like to talk about MMA every now and again. So yeah, we're going to be talking about MMA just now. So especially Cage Warriors 142. So that's going to be this Saturday, the 13th of August down in Wales. So obviously my next guest is going to be on the show that night. So Goliath MMA's David Winiarski. So David had a great outing, obviously, at the last Cage Warriors. As I said, he come in, obviously, on late notice. We talked 12 days notice.
12 days notice, that's right, aye.
Yeah. Listen, came in at a weight that he wasn't used to as well, and still went in, did the job, got the win. And here we are again. We're going to be on Cage Warriors 142. So going to be up against Jay Aspinwall. So again, tough matchup for him, but I mean, I've been following David since his debut, and as David is, man, he's a killer. He's a legit killer, man. As I said, you don't want to be standing up with David at all, man, because and it'd be funny because see when I was watching some of the fights, David. The one thing I always want to see, you know how they do like the percentages of significant strikes and things like that.
Oh, they do that? I've never ever looked.
Like, I would be very interested to see your significant strikes because every time somebody steps in, you're there. Even like there was the big tall guy, the guy Ben Mann.
Big Ben Mann, I mind him.
Right? And as soon as you got him up against the cage and you managed to get a little bit of space, bang, you were straight in there. And it was just
thing is, he was meant to be really good. He was meant to be a heavy jiu-jitsu guy, eh? But I think the fact he was that tall, I could see his attacks coming because he had to come past my eye line to take me down. So by the time the gust of air came down, I couldn't get he was coming, so I was like, bang. I defended the takedown, and then obviously, I mean, I got the job done. I think it was 45 seconds, I think I done it.
45, yeah. So it was
like a nice finish.
Yeah,
I was ready to go again, eh? I was ready to go again. But next.
You know what was brilliant about it? I mean, I'd say when you got that space, because obviously he shot down, and he shot down to try and take you down, ended up against the cage, you turned him, and as soon as you got a little bit of space, it was just combination, man. You just hit him with punch after punch after punch.
I think it was 6 or 7 punches, eh? 6 or 7 punches, and it just crumbled, eh?
Yeah, and I remember the referee tried to jump in, and you were because obviously you don't stop until the referee pulls you off, right? And that's exactly what you've done, and that's why you're an absolute killer because you're not going to hit a guy and then, do you know what I mean, and wait for the referee to come over. You're going to finish the job until the referee says otherwise. So
not until he's sleeping until the ref pulls you off. That's the job.
yes. So what about you then? So training wise, how's because I know you're training all the time. You're always training. So how's training going?
I'm going to get a bed in this gym. I think. I'm in here. As I say, man, I'm in here. I come in the mornings with one of my sponsors. It's Raymond McClooney's United Fitness. He puts me through my paces in the mornings about 10 o'clock. It's pretty much like CrossFit like type training, like strength and conditioning, metabolic training. Again, he calls it functional fitness, which is quite good. Functional fitness. But just working that stuff, getting strong, make sure I'm ready to rip heads off. I go home, kind of replenish, have a wee sleep or whatever need be, have a wee rest, and I'm back in again at night with my head coach, Stephen Harris. Can work in some kickboxing, Thai, all that kind of stuff, and then we'll go to jiu-jitsu with my other coach, John Humphreys. So, I mean, I've got a good team behind me. I mean, I've got everybody, all masters of the craft, executing it together. So, I'm definitely in capable hands. So, I'm looking forward to it.
The good thing as well about Goliath, I mean, there are a lot of young guys coming through Goliath. There's a lot of young guys that people don't know about yet, and they're going to hear about them in the coming months.
Some interesting sparring sessions here, anyway. I mean, we obviously all hit each other. I mean, but we've got a good community. We all go out together, cold water dips, and there's a good sense of community in the gym. I mean, obviously, I've been at a few gyms and that, and I mean, you didn't get the gym like this at all. Eh? But the spars are interesting. Eh? Quite humbling sometimes when the wee young boys come in and they try and whip your ass. Eh? Again, it keeps you in check. Yeah, you know what I mean.
yeah. It's an awesome gym, big space as well. I mean,
massive.
I was talking to Steve about it. Do you know what I mean? Steve's like, "Oh, you should come up and." Do you know what I mean?
I was going to say that you've been in that.
No. Listen, I see the pictures. Obviously, I get updated all the time. I see the pictures, and do you know what I mean? I follow the gym and stuff like that, and I always see like the big thing I like is that big Conor McGregor picture. Do you know what I mean?
You don't see the one for snacks as well. There's the one for snacks where the traveller lad goes again and goes in and knocks the guy out.
Right.
There's a few. There's a Mike Tyson one in that as well. This is either inspirational more than anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because I think the Conor McGregor one was the one with the fur coat on. Do you know what I mean? Was it he was doing it? Was it the Floyd? Was it Floyd Mayweather?
Floyd Mayweather press conference.
Yeah. So, and you just obviously when you're training and you're looking up, and I was talking to one of the guys yesterday, and that's what he was saying. He said when you're in training and you look up and you're like, do you know what I mean? That's where I can be. So it's
that's
like,
going to be me.
Yeah. So
it's all about manifestation, You see that, and you see that at the end of the day, and you're like, that's going to be me. Doing it into reality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. I love that mentality. I used to do it in jiu-jitsu where, like, if I had a comp, and people used to think I was mad for doing this, right? But I would be looking in the mirror in the morning before I got up, or maybe if I was in the gym looking in the mirror, and I'd be telling myself out loud, "But you're the king."
All the affirmations and that,
Yeah, you're the king. There's nobody can beat you. And I would go out and win jiu-jitsu comps. Do you know what I mean? And I would win it against a lot bigger guys. But again, I put it down to that mentality that, do you know what I mean? In my head, there's nobody beating me. Do you know what I mean?
You're not going to lose,
Yeah. So
brilliant.
It's brilliant to have that mentality. Do you know what I mean? And as I said, even looking at a picture like Conor McGregor or something, or Mike Tyson. Fuck, you can't not look at a picture of Mike Tyson and be like, fucking, he's the man.
Give you something to look forward to, something picture almost,
Yeah, yeah. What about Cage Warriors then, the first one then? So when you got the call up for that, I mean, that must have been some buzz.
Well, that's it. Thing is, it came through one of our wrestling coaches, Scotty Boom. I don't know if you know me, I actually fight on Cage Warriors. Scotty Boom was one of our wrestling coaches, I'm sure he put a few of our names forward. I think it was a pull-out. I'm actually fought the pull-out of a pull-out, so it was a pull-out in the show, so this guy stepped in, and then his guy pulled out. So I thought to myself, it was obviously I fight at 77 kilo, welterweight, but I mean, it was like 12 days notice. I mean, obviously I keep ready, but I mean, ultimately I wasn't at full fitness, but 12 days notice, there was no hesitation at all. I was like, get me in there, Cage Warriors. It's one of the biggest promotions in Britain, So I mean, it's a real slingshot up to where you need to be, So I thought, whatever weight, whatever age, whatever date, I'm not going to fuck, just get me in there. So I mean, it was good to the guy. It was all right, like, getting my ranks. It was more, I mean, it was heavy.
I remember seeing that,
I got on top of me in the first round, after take me down a few times, he got me doing that, and I felt the difference.
Yeah.
But I mean, he didn't take me down again, I'll tell you that. One's bitten.
That's the thing about Cage Warriors. I mean, as I said, as an amateur, there's probably no bigger platform, do you know what I mean, than
100%.
Cage Warriors, because obviously you go from Cage Warriors, and we look at some of the people that have come through, whether it be the Cage Warriors Academy or even through Cage Warriors himself, and are now, well, we talked about Conor McGregor, especially.
Conor McGregor, Paddy Pimblett, you know what I mean? I'll call them, just to name a few.
So it gives, as you said, it gives people, like, seeing people that have went in front of you and seeing where they are now, and then
100%.
So it gives obviously anybody, especially as an
amateur.
I can just
see it. As I say, with that last fight, what they say, they pulled us aside that obviously we have the meetings to go through the rules, etc. And they did say to us, look, I think it was 5 fights. We're going to put 5 amateur fights on, which gives you that wee extra kick up the arse to go, right, I better get my fucking act together and try and go out here. To be perfectly honest, would be highly critical. I didn't realise expect to get the phone call. I mean, you've seen me box, you've seen me fight. I wasn't at my best by any stretch of the imagination, you know what I mean? But I got the call, so I mean, I didn't expect it. So I've been almost up in my training to say, I'm going to show you what I'm actually all about.
Yeah.
Because that wasn't me. I mean, I got the job done, and that's what it's all about. But ultimately, that's not how I fight. That's not me. I felt awfully stuck and slow in the mud. And you came, I'm all about the moving. So I'm a case. I've been in the gym working 4 hours a day, 6 days a week, and I mean, so I'm looking forward to going to showcasing all the hard work that I've actually been putting in the gym.
Yeah. I mean, that's why they do, though, because obviously a lot of these promotions love it when, especially if guys step up on a moment's notice. Because we've seen it so many times when guys have stepped up and they've went out, they've done the job, right? And they've maybe went in at a higher weight, or as you said, same as you done, went in 12 days notice, went in at a higher weight that you're not normally used to. So they're like, well, okay, let's give you another fight. Let's give you a proper camp.
Let's see what you're actually all about.
Yeah. So
I'll be disappointed, I tell you that.
Yeah, so that first one, obviously, we got to see a bit of what you were doing on Cage Warriors, and then it put you on a bigger audience as well. I mean, a much bigger audience than obviously your previous fights.
That's what I'm saying, though. This show's a pro event, you know what I mean? So I'm going to be on the undercard. That's a big, I mean, this is only my 5th fight. I mean, that's big for 5 fights in. You know what I mean? We're joking with Harris, though. I mean, this is my 5th fight. I've not even fought in Scotland yet. Come here, Dave.
Yeah.
I'll get some card on, honestly. That car's racked up some miles.
Yeah, well, listen, it's an awesome card. I mean, you're looking at obviously Sam Creasy, Oban Elliott. Do you know what I mean? Oban, obviously one of the top guys to come out of Wales at the moment. Do you know what I mean? So, and the card goes on and on and on.
Oh,
Riley, Eric De Silva, Chris Bungard, George
I was just going to say,
McManus.
Bungard's on it, as a wee late addition. I've seen that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we won't be able to stay and watch any. We've got the Goliath show on the Sunday.
Yes.
So I'll be, Casey, like fighting. I'll have my bag with me. I'll be fighting, celebrating. I've got a Cuban cigar. I don't know if you've seen it on my social media. Smoking a wee Cuban on the way up the road. So I got up the road straight away, into my bed, up in the morning for the show, support the guys. There's quite a lot of guys fighting on the show. I'm going to be helping Clarice in the corner. So, in case get the job done, get up the road, back into the business with the Goliath show. So I'll not have time to watch the fights, but I'll record it.
Listen, I'm sure you'll get to see it at some point. You'll get to see it probably Monday. You won't get to see it until Monday because obviously you'll be busy on Sunday. So, but yeah, listen, it's going to be an awesome event. Really, really awesome. Love seeing you. As I said, you're definitely a fan favourite. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, obviously you're coming in there. If anybody's standing in front of you, man, they're getting their head taken off. Do you know
this guy's quite aggressive. I feel like he's going to fall into a few of my traps. Yeah. I'm going to be setting. I mean, as I say, I've got a really good game plan. I'm not giving too much away, but I just can't see this going the distance. I just can't see it. He comes to play as well, which is interesting. He doesn't sit off. He doesn't. He's quite aggressive. He comes to finish, which makes for an exciting fight. Which I need somebody like that. Yeah, I think a lot of people, once I hit them once or two times, a couple of times, they're starting to back off, which it's not what it's all about. You're here to impress. You're not here to just get the point victories. So I'm saying it to Harris. I said, look, I'm sick of getting all these decision wins and that. I said, let's go here and knock some out. let's start making a name for myself. Let's start finishing guys. And I mean, ultimately, it's do or die in this fight. Yeah, this guy's going to come to play, and so am I. So it's just a case of who's the best on the night, and I'm looking forward to it.
Listen, you've seen that in his previous fights. You mentioned there about people stepping off. We've seen it before, the Thomas O'Neill fight. Obviously, as soon as you hit him a couple of times, he then realised, well, hold on a minute, he hits hard. Do you know what I mean? And he backed off a little bit, and then again, you were still able to pick him off and take him apart. Do you know what I mean? So
everybody's got a plan till they get punched in the face, eh?
Exactly, mate. That's why I'm a jiu-jitsu guy, mate. I don't like getting punched in the face. I'll stick to cuddling men, rolling about cuddling men.
Hits before jits.
Definitely. And then, what's next for you then? So obviously this Saturday, obviously your main focus. So what do you see yourself doing going forward? So obviously,
obviously I sit doing the right plans all the time. Obviously I write out where I want to go in life, all the manifestation and that. So I've wrote out last week. Obviously I'm going to get this fight done, get a win, and then I'm maybe fighting. I've got a few options for title shouts and that, but I'll just need to wait and see. But ultimately I'll be fighting one more time this year, I think. One more time, maybe get a wee jiu-jitsu comp under my belt, start pushing on more jiu-jitsu and that. I mean, I feel confident wrestling. I feel confident with jiu-jitsu, but ultimately I'm a striker. So, I mean, it would be a case of just sharpening up the blunt tools, so to speak. the stuff that are lesser in the game. So I'll maybe get jiu-jitsu comp to see where I'm at then, and then obviously go and enjoy my Christmas and come back and have that. But I mean, ultimately, you never know. Cage Warriors could come knocking 12 days notice again, and Big Davy Boy will be in there knocking some other Welsh guy out. So you never know. I mean, these are the plans, but I mean, plans change. Ultimately, if they come knocking on my door, want me to fight another 2 or 3 times, then I'll definitely be jumping at that chance. So, but as I say, the plan's maybe 2 more fights or something. That would put me to 7 fights.
7 fights in a year.
6 fights. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because obviously it's been a busy since November last year.
18 months or something like that. So.
Yeah. So do you know what I mean? So it's been a busy time for you. So obviously looking to go 5-0.
My target at the start of the year was to be in the top 20. So that was my target. So, I mean, ultimately, 2 more wins puts me there. You know what I mean? Yeah. I actually had a look at the middleweight. I'm actually ranked in middleweight as well.
Yeah. Well, I'm just looking there, right? So I'm looking at Topology, right? So Topology has currently got you ranked in the UK and Ireland 16.
Is that in middleweight or welter?
That is middleweight, yeah.
That's middleweight.
Welterweight. Well, that was after the one win.
Yeah.
So they've got you ranked number 16. So welterweight ranked number 31, right? So
we'll get that in the top 20s, and that'll be a good year for me. I say, you know what I mean? It's only 1 year of business. You know what I mean? I've got another year, a couple of years behind me. So I keep going at that rate, then you never know, eh?
Oh, listen, I'm looking forward to Saturday. Definitely looking forward to Saturday. Looking forward to Sunday as well. So it's going to be a great weekend for Goliath MMA this weekend. So
Maybe an exciting weekend. I'm looking forward to it, like, yeah.
Yes,
it'll be a good weekend.
Yes. So then what about you then? Final thing for you then, David. So obviously you've been in the game for a good bit. So I'm pretty sure over the time you've trained with a lot of fantastic people. Obviously, the guys at Goliath especially. So, but anybody you want to shout out to? So any friends, family members, teammates, sponsors, anything like that you might have.
I'd like to give a shout out to my sponsors. I'm saying obviously these guys make my camp a lot easier. I've got obviously my guy Raymond McClune at United Fitness. The guy, 35 years in the business. He used to own CrossFit Fife. Big strong man, honestly. He helps me get my fit and strong for the fights. I've also got a sponsor, Mark Nutrition. They opened up in Kelty, which is handy, just right down the road for me. Nice, healthy meals, macro friendly. Got the macros all worked out and all that. So they sorted out the diets closer to fight, and they give me set meals every week. So without them, that just makes the whole camp 10 times easier. I've got my training sorted, I've got my food sorted. And also a big shout out to Harris, who lets me train here. I mean, the gym's open to me 24 hours a day. So I mean, if I'm ever struggling to sleep, I'll just come in, boom, train. So I mean, Harris is a good guy too. Shout out to Harris, man. Good coach.
Yeah. I want to give a big shout out as well that Sharon, right? Is it Sharon Winiarski? Right?
Oh, Steph.
Is it Steph? Right? Let me check because they've been posting everything. Every time I put someone up about your name, they were posting it. So
Shaff, I was like, yeah, it was Shaff.
No, Sharon.
Oh, Sharon.
Yeah.
That's my mum.
Aye, because as I say, that every time now, I was looking through because like some are posting. Every time you do anything, she's posting it and she's all over it. Do you know what I mean? So your mum should get that David fan club up and running. By the way,
she's going to get t-shirts printed.
So definitely a big shout out to mum. As I said,
big shout out to Big Shaz. Cheers, Shaz.
Yeah, definitely the number one fan. So, so guys, there we go. Then we're going to have David Winiarski of Goliath MMA going to be up against Jay Aspinwall. That's going to be this Saturday, 13th of August. That's going to be Cage Warriors 142. Definitely tune in. As I said, anybody that you need to watch this fight, especially, right? Because anybody that's never seen David before, I mean, have a look at YouTube, have a look at his social media and stuff like that, and see David in action. David is an absolute warrior. Do you know what I mean? He's a guy that's going to come in there and take your head off. Do you know what I mean? And I mean, we're talking about pinpoint accuracy as well. I mean, every punch he was throwing, we talked about significant strikes. I'd be very interested to see what the percentage is, because I think the percentage of significant strikes
let's see if we can get this.
High. Yeah, let's get this.
Let's see if we get our hands on these stats.
Yeah, let's get some of these nerd stats to get something together. And yeah, let's get this, because I'd be very interested. And I'm not just me, I'm pretty sure other people would love to see how high that percentage is. Yeah, because I think he's an awesome fighter. Definitely an awesome fighter. Definitely one of my favorite people to see. So I'm looking forward to seeing him on Saturday, and obviously Sunday as well. Get to meet him in person. Obviously get a chin wag in between him cornering all the guys at Goliath, because there's quite a few of them.
Davey boy.
Yes, there's quite a few of them. But listen, enjoy Saturday, David. Obviously go down there, get the W, come back, and then listen, we'll have a good chat on Sunday about it as well, buddy. All right.
No worries, pal. Perfect.
That's an absolute pleasure. And we'll see you soon. All right.
Take care, buddy.
Bye bye.